You all know your cycles of life. Hmm? Stages, phases, different ideology of those markers of time that give you a constitution of a beginning or an end. Roxy's coming to another shift. Her physical body is shifting. She has ailments. She has ideas of, let's say, self-awareness and worthiness shifts, much like Giselle is shifting, much like Rebecca and Grisa are shifting, fighting for their idea, dominion of their own limitations, getting miracles, trusting, allowing themselves to be happy, not successful, Grisa. Fuck success. It has nothing to do with God. That's an earthbound term that keeps you paralyzed because you will always be running and fighting failure. You guys are happy. You're gods. You represent a potential. You will receive your own cycles of life, if you call them that. You will birth new selves and die to old selves. In whatever way that is, let's say, chosen by you. And this is part of the journey. It's to not be steady in the now of dependencies, to be steady in the now of the unknown, to always grasp and embrace what's next with no fear or closed arms, but bright eyes and open arms, hurriedly adventuring into the next now in whatever way you can, with not having any predications of fear or demise or doom looming in those idea worlds, because they're not there. You have discovered truly that all the evil and all the bad and all the judgments have been done by you. You're the God of separation that creates your own individual universe by your free will choice, everlasting. And now you're starting to see the beauty of that. And when you start to focus and concentrate on what you call your specific vibration and choosing that of what you are, then you must know the law by now. What you are is the law. That's what you are, the vibration of connection, the reality around you. The more you choose your love, your vibration, your heartfelt wisdom, your remembrance, your worthiness, the reality just kind of takes care of itself. And everything falls graciously into place. And then you guys will move into another phase of your own self to where conscious choice becomes aware again. How things work up here. In other words, maybe the unintentional intention starting to come into predicated ideology of the human mind concept. Oh, pardon me. Good one. So you're starting to see maybe how your choices are creating your reality. It is still not in the finite of the details. You can't create a sandwich out of thin air yet. But what you can do is choose the ideas of your joy. Choose the idea of knowing you want to create a travel business, but choosing the ideas in the now to create the travel business, not the ideology of humans to create something of success and a money maker so you can keep yourself warm and keep your wife taken care of. Future now, of course. But now you can do what? All of you. You can start to choose a little bit differently. You can choose a little bit of time options because your foresight of the now is now spread among what you call probable nows of time. It is not just now, it's lots of nows available for you. And what if you follow whatever feels yummy? It has no doubts and no questions. All the doubts and questions are your mind of separation barking at you, but you are most intuitive to see the two minds working. So you know this sounds exciting for you, then choose it. But if it's exciting in the way of making money or finally finding a purpose or a life path, then you know that is most certainly not your excitement. Your excitement is that of complete effortless joy, exciting, intrigue, and the only thing you want to do is that, and that's your joy. And that of passion in the moment. Of course, you'll be passionate in other things, but you understand, let's say, Roxy's channeling. She can become many other things. There are choices for her to be, but she pursues her, let's say, joy. Her choice is channeling. And within that, it gives her different worlds of choices. And then she'll start to see more ideas of choices in her world that have time to choose them, intention, mark, to choose them. We know he's not present. But you'll start to play with, become a remembrance of what it is to choose your reality as a God in the now, in, listen very closely, vibration, not cognitive thought projected in time. Now vibration, and you will start to understand yourselves in many different facets of vibration, many different levels of awareness in vibration. You can feel, if you choose this, how it will feel, the color of it, how it feels against your idea rhythm or with your idea rhythm. You know when this is a good choice and you know when this is a shitty choice. Those things are obvious now. But now we're going to even sharpen those skills even more to where realize nothing is shitty. It's just a preference. Let's say today I'm going to wear green, or maybe today I'm going to wear blue. They're both different vibrations of apparencies to yourself, the way you're expressing that day. And those nows you will feel, I will play yellow today, or maybe red is on the palette. These ideas are, let's say, seedings, birthing ideas to move your mind out of the structures of details so you can start to see the reality that is beyond your eyes, the reality that is your vibrational sense, your third eye, your intuition, your telepathy. Honing and bringing those skills online in a daily fashion. You've gotten past, most of you, the trusting idea of the now. Some of you are still working on the now. But that idea will come in time as you allow yourself to accept all nows as reality is. And then you can understand how to become the tactician within the reality, vibrationally, and shift your reality about you. One day, maybe you feel the walls are a different color, and they will appear to be a different color because it is simply vibration. It is not permanent. And everyone that comes into your idea apartment or house will always remember that moment as that wall being that color. Or they'll go, you painted. It'll all be up in the air to answer that inquisitive mind in the room. It'll just play out perfectly as everything is always and can always in the nows of all that is. Stand by. So moving forward in the idea of vibration, we shall bring Attillies in. Stand by. Our greetings to the classroom. Attillies once again. Uh, Hang on. Brent, your sister, talking to Roxanne. Oh, it is good to be back. Let's speak of vibration. Let's understand what it is. It is most certainly your reality. You understand how vibration works, and we gave a good lesson area a few months ago about that. For those of you not present in the class, you can request it and Roxanne can send it to you, or you can ask one of your compadres. To understand vibration in reality, it's how you are creating. Do not think this is a piece of plastic. It is light vibrating at a certain frequency that matches the idea of your impulses, your senses, to have you convey reality into physical matter. There's truly no physical. Physical is light vibrating. at a certain frequency. In other words, if you don't have the senses of what it is to be in a third density physical realm, you don't have the tools to interpret the vibration, then you cannot even see third density, let alone experience physicality. See, that's how magical vibration is. It creates the plastic, it creates your nails, it creates the hair, it creates your seat belt, it creates your idea of the computer. Vibration is everything in your reality, and it is signatured, and it has its own tone and its own value, and you're going to start to blend and meld with it. The first idea, as most of you have experienced, and let's say a lot of the topsiders, Giselle, just to let you know, those are the asleep people, spiritualists running around trying to be some kind of guru or some shit like that. We're talking about the topsiders take on vibrations, and they're like, oh, I'm an empath because I can feel their pain. No, you're feeling vibration, and you're translating it as pain. It is not their pain, it is your pain. So we're talking about that idea of the first initial is you start to feel things, and you want to hone your skills and just simply allow. The easiest formula in the universe. Just go about your days and accept all of your pains and all of your thoughts and vibrations, and don't do anything about them. So young Athena over there in Greece, stop trying to figure out what's happening in your reality, because it feels like something. I believe in last night's class, she felt the idea of she was growing wings. And then she thought, oh, humans, I must be an angel. Can humans have wings? She's trying to think about the feelings. All that's going to do is destroy it. I told you guys before, you take vibrations and you squash it down into a tiny little idea of what your mind can reference in that vibration to be. But vibration will speak to you on a daily basis, and it will take your universe and expand it in all directions. And this is what Osifius is speaking of today. He's speaking of you guys spreading your vibrational feelings into the now. Let me ask Rebecca and Grisa something. Hi, Rebecca and Grisa, can you unmute yourself?
Hi.
Hi. Grisa, where is your next tourist thing?
Tenerife, Canary Islands.
Okay, Canary Islands, right?
Yeah.
You already know that, right?
I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See, that's what you need to know. You already got that reality. See, he also has other options. He can do other things. He could go to Belize and take everyone to Spain and understand that culture. He can go to Portugal. He can go to different ideas around the world. But see, those ideas are vibrations in his reality of, oh, yeah, maybe, maybe, maybe. But what it is Canary Islands said, I'm alive. Come here. You are connected at that level of connection. See, you don't want to take the best one your mind thinks of, because that's the worst one. That's what the best one is in the self. That is the worst of limitation. What you want to do is learn to follow your heart and trust. You had no hiccups in your idea, your city-state of Morocco, beautifully adventuring into it and breathing your light all over the culture. You have changed thousands of lives because of your presence in that idea country that doesn't have the same freedom that you encompass inside of you, Grisa and Rebecca. That's what you've done. You think you took people on a trip and had a good time. You did, but you don't know the deep, the vibration, the changing that moves reality that is unfathomable to the conscious mind, because it is so diminished in its light, only focusing on what is obviously in front of them as valid. And you're going to leave those worlds and come deeper and deeper into the vibration. So the Canary Islands will play out like an idea symphony, as all of your reality does, and there's going to be a deeper sense in the cycling connections of vibrations that you just know. And oh, a problem arises and you don't even touch the problem, and 2 minutes later the problem is no longer a problem, because your vibration, and your vibration is the world. It changes changes. It changes. I perceive no problem. The vibration takes all of the versions of the reality around you and changes them. It gives you your match. And then match can be the worthiness that you currently are. And if you shed your unworthiness by choosing your heart, your worthiness returns and your miracles come abound and your reality is godly once again, of course. So what you're going to learn now in this class today is vibration that's present and available. Now, when I'm talking about unconscious choice to create a reality, if you're hungry and you want to create abundance for a meal, and you maybe not have the abundance on you in that moment, then you intentionally say, I'm ready to have a nice meal in the now. I deserve it. Maybe you can say that, don't really need to. And just go, and then that will present itself. Much like Roxanne was going with Tommy Jean to Jim's. It's a local diner and eat dinner. All friends are busy or out of town. But last night she felt, I wonder if Debbie would like to invite us. She's probably having Thanksgiving. So it's not that she had that intentional, it just popped in. Debbie's probably eating. So she said, that would be nice to have a country cooked meal with good friends. And the invite came this morning. That's how things work. But you cannot expect. Now listen very closely. Your level and Roxy's level are two different levels, so don't be arrogant and expect. What you have to do is a shedding motherfucker. Okay, you have to shed all of those ideas that keep you dark. And how you do that is trust and let go. So the time may take longer for things to show up in your life, but they will show up to show you that you are worth that you deserve that you can have, Rebecca, a life of, let's say, what you've always dreamed of, a princess with your prince. It's not school and education, money and glory of diplomas. That's the cycle of diminished. You're beyond that. You're the enigma that sweeps through that everybody looks at and goes, how do you do it? How are you so happy all the time? You have to do that by choosing your happiness, trusting it, each and every one of you, and your vibrations will change daily if you allow them. If you only take action on what you have predicated as my choice, you put something out there, a chocolate bar will show up. I think someone did a hamburger, and the hamburger showed up one time, but now it's going to be accentuated. It's a little bit deeper in that sense. In other words, what's going to happen is more realities and higher sense of experience are going to pop in. And what I'm talking about is not just a candy bar, maybe a trip, or maybe we can start a little smaller, a full-blown dinner, an invite to a dinner at a family or a restaurant, and then maybe a trip is offered to you. Your reality will change because you want to have fun here. You don't want to have a purpose here because purposes are no fun. Their effort, their vibrations, you should see, they're almost as thick as molasses. They're dark. They're so constructed, that vibration. It's like you're in a tunnel and there's no exits. And the only exit is the end exit, which is death. And that's not recommended to masters that can actually choose their world and choose their exit point. Roxy's going through a flare-up right now, so this is why her body's moving a little bit oddly. So to speak of vibration, you must trust that the world is vibration. You must trust that this is light, and these two things never touch. They look like they touch, but they never do. It's just two lights pushing against each other. And then the weight and everything is this little sensor that tells an electric, little tiny electric, let's say, amount of information. It's sparked, right? And that's light that's going up into this brain that's firing off these ideas, these neurons and connections, and it's light that tells the brain this, and the brain goes, oh, that's how it works. If you guys can change your reality by just approaching the vibrational now as light, vibration, and then you will start to see the differences of reality. You'll feel and you'll see differences. Maybe some of you will see auras more. Maybe some of you will see different tinges of light during the day that most can't see. Many of you will not need sunglasses anymore if you choose, because you're accustomed to the brightness of the day, because it's no longer bright, it's light, and there's a difference. Bright is a description of the light. Light is what it is. So as these things start to move forward, take notice and bearing of your discipline, the discipleship to allow, and use that allowance and understand that you can accept everything in the now, and what's coming next is more than you can fathom, and stay on that cycle. And most of you are doing exquisitely well at that. We just noticed a question from Shagufta. Go ahead. Pardon us. Shagufta, do you have a question or no? Doesn't seem that she's fully connected. Okay. Stand by.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
We heard you, and
you
then
were
you.
talking about vibration. You were talking about vibration, and you had mentioned the word intention.
Yes.
You intended to have a nice meal.
Yes.
And then the thought came up, hey, so and so can invite us for Thanksgiving. It would be nice. So where is that? How is that different from intention? It is intention.
Different. No, it's not. That's your interpretation. So if you already had the answer, then why ask the question?
Yeah.
So how about this? Let me offer you some new light. Okay?
Yeah.
What I said, and so did Osipius, probables in the nows of choice. So you can intend to choose what's available in the now to you. Okay? His intention wasn't to create an idea of Canary Islands. His choice of a viable intention that was available. There's a difference is the approach with it, the relationship to it. He had a whole bunch of ideas, and he says, I intend to choose Canary Islands by making the choice.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because if you intend to have something lackful, then you will only get a lackful intention world. That's not lack. His relationship with it is not the idea of humanistic. It is holistic. So intention is choice in the now because you live in time.
And hopefulness is lack as well.
Hopefulness is a destructor. It only leads to failure and disappointment. Worthiness supersedes everything. But if the ones that use hope as a permission, then let them have it. Because there's not a damn thing wrong with your reality if you look at it vibrationally. Understand the harmony of your existence, co-creating unconditional. That's immeasurable.
And that conditional is what is reflective of my negative emotion.
If you choose it to label negative, it is, I would just say, it's a coveting self of separation that is lackful. You're born into lack. You have to shed lack. Don't get mad at yourself because you're full of lack. It's because it's all you know. You were taught money is everything, success is everything, education is everything, do this, do that. Unless you were one of the few that were born in particular idea countries that don't covet such belief systems. Different villages and different cities that people live lifetimes with never understanding their idea of lack. They just seamlessly whim along the idea of reality until death and have a great life that is immeasurable because they were never introduced to the ideas of classifications and the idea of, let's say, statuses of measurement, bank account measurements and educational measurements and country measurements and race measurements and all that shit you guys separated yourself with. But those are learned and understood as reality is, truths. And you just let go of those every time you find yourself challenged. That's a telltale clue that you're leaving a coveting system. And you challenge yourself to accept things and just leave them alone and show that whatever you were thinking about them at the time never is truly validated. It's not what it,
Acceptance and not validation. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. Go ahead, Dana.
Hi.
Hello.
Um, so can you look at it more like attention to choice? Attention to your
Oh,
desire?
attention or intention?
Attention.
Oh, I love it. You're being attentive in your nows and seeing your choices, and you can attentively choose one. In other words, place your attention towards that. That's exquisite, Dana. Masterful work. Make sense? You good?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, Brent.
I think Dana just kind of answered that, but what you were saying to Shagufta is like, with the example of Grisa, he's in the now, just following his passion, thinking about what he wants to do, so he gets an inspiration for an intention.
If you can, yeah, you can label it that way as well.
Okay.
Just walking around his nows. So like Roxy's coming around her nows, and then she got the thought of, hey, it'd be nice to eat with Debbie as soon as Debbie came in. And then Debbie said, why don't you come eat with us? You know, that was a choice for her. But she was like, oh, maybe not because we've already made plans for gyms and maybe I would be an inconvenience. She can dumb that down to where that vibration, that invitation would have never been sent. But she accepted it as a probability and a reality as excitement. And then it was chosen, obviously, by her and Debbie in the moment of, let's say, co creation. So, all the people that are going to meet the idea of Rebecca and Grisa and their gang in the Canary Islands have already made the choice. Now they'll play it out in time. Yes. Does that make sense, Brent?
Yes, it does. It's not a pondering from a place of how how would I
Right,
fulfill
right.
my now? Yeah.
Exactly. Don't
Okay.
fulfill your nows with escapism of intention so you can have something to entertain yourself. That is a total vibration that is dark.
Got it.
Just no fun. That'll keep you in the idea of the self of sustainment. Okay?
But if you're pondering your passion in your now, you will get an inspirational
You
intention
always
that,
get inspiration. You get inspiration all the time, but you turn them down 90% of the time. You know that.
yes, yes.
That's become the master choice. We're not here to teach you that. We're here to show you that your vibration is going to expand, which means opportunistic ideas. And your vibration has a certain quality of intention that's available. Let's say Judith wants to be an idea of, let's say, an actress, but she can't land a Hollywood role counter to, let's say, Chris Pratt. Okay, because her vibration is not that allowable, but she can most certainly allow herself to be an idea of a commercial and maybe a TV sitcom one day, or maybe be on Netflix. And she can most certainly do that because that's her world. So her intention available choices, or attentionable, is also predicated by Dana. Perfect. Then you can see that her world will open up with new ideas. But if you go after things with intention because you need to get that done, then that vibration smashes the probabilities into an oblivion idea of maybe one or two ideas that always have the predicated idea of polarity of getting it, not getting it available. See, Canary Islands is already done. The actress job for Judith is already done. Everything that she gets in her mind is already her doing that. It's the action you take between in vibration that change that. Always. So if you are an idea of getting this, you're overthinking this, Brent. Don't do this to yourself because you're trying to turn this into another process. You can if you want to, but you'll be processed in extension as you've been so good at doing. So let's look at. Okay, so since Brent Harpy wants to live a different life, he has to take what's available. Available was already to move out of his house. Brent did not take that. So Brent doesn't get those probabilities of vibration that say, I can be living somewhere else doing something different. Your vibration is ready for that. Otherwise, it's not there. So your intention can be, I'm ready to move now. And then that's it. Now you leave it alone, and then the probable realities return in probable ways of you moving out of that house and becoming your own fucking person. That could be that idea. But if you want to use that way of intention, then you must intend it once and don't do a goddamn thing ever, ever, ever until it's presented as an exquisite, effortless, miraculous life to do. In other words, it's effortless. Are you following, Brent?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay. Hang on, another burp. Oh. Go ahead. Someone had a question. Rebecca, please. Go ahead.
So it's my understanding then that a way to increase your worthiness is then to choose your joy, right?
Yes.
Whenever you're inspired or whatever. And so as you do that, your worthiness band or worthiness, it expands, and then you allow
Perfect.
okay, so
Yes.
then you become you get a vibrational
Yes, because look, keep going.
you become on a vibrational frequency that then can allow the bigger
Yes.
and the better that
Right?
that's measured. But yeah.
Okay, here, I'm going to show you this. This is what you're worth today. That little circle is your vibration. But what's available is a billion worlds around you, okay, that are these vibrational worlds. They have entire ways to live. But if your worthiness is keeping you here, then that's the only thing that can come to you in the now as something to play with. So that's why Judith can't be, let's say, sitting across from Bruce Wayne as the next Catwoman, because she's not worthy of that. But she's a god, and she can create whatever the fuck she wants. But you guys can't do it with intention of the way the relationship with intention. The intention that we're giving you today is you allow yourself to be worthy more and more, and then you get more choices, and then you go, that's the one, and that intention is done because you've intendedly chose that. That's the only relationship with intention I mean. but there's more to it at a deeper level. But we can see now that it is still being pulled both ways, the way of intention out of lack and the way of intention out of frequency. Because gods don't choose in time, gods choose in the now, but they choose their choices that are available to them in the now, and that is intention. I want that, not that. But they know what they can do. So you can call it choice, but intention in your framework is time. But you are also getting things in time. You're getting a whole world of ideas to play with, Rebecca. And you just said that's where we're going. Your intention's done, leave it alone, and you're going to go. Everything in the world will come into place because you're a master of light, a vibrational tactician. Your worthiness is your fuel of the miraculi and the steward of creation showing up on your doorstep. And that's it. In every moment, the more you act upon, I fucking deserve this life. Do what I want to do. Don't think, 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 don't fucking think about that, and then all of a sudden it's going to happen by itself. And when you come across the idea of potentials of eradicating your fucking bullshit belief systems, pay them no homage, just leave them alone and keep rocking your nows, and they'll deplete because there's no energy vibrating them into life. Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Good?
Good. Thank you.
Yes. You have changed your life because you chose that airplane. If you didn't get on that airplane, you would have not gone on that airplane. Your worthiness would have been increased as you, let's say, or decreased if you didn't choose it. You remember what a shitty person you were to yourself? I don't deserve. You remember that? No, talk about it. Be a god here, not a human going, oh, I'm vulnerable. Yes, be naked and represent how beautiful it is to shed limitation so others can experience. So you were shitty to yourself. You were, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve Grisa, right? Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. And you were that. And you said, not today. So you got on and you took a chance on yourself. That's your worthiness. It's excruciating to choose it because you're not used to it. You're used to what? Being shitty. You guys are great vibration. It's sucking. Life sucks. Everything sucks. Oh, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Ah, blah, 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 blah. All your bullshit. Fucking your world. Have fun. But I'm showing you the world of vibration that creates that world. And if you don't pay attention to it and you choose what you love, your heart, your dominion, your valued self-worth, then the only thing you're going to get is the equal of that vibration in progression to the available realities that are larger than your bullshit idea of my worthiness here. And you grow and you grow and you grow. And then you get to intentionally choose the next idea. Let's say a thought pops in, goes, you know what? Maybe we'll just take a trip on an Airbus and everyone flies first class on an Airbus 80. Everyone gets their own little sleeper cabinet and we all go to the outback in Australia and sit around and take a chance on getting eaten by a alligator. How awesome. And let's go visit the idea of the Aborigine and let's partake in a dance. See, and everything about that, that's an idea, like, that's it, and you're done. And there's nothing else, but there's also an idea, you can choose a different idea. But intention is more of a godly way that we're going with it, and all we're doing is seeding it with you today, and it's going to unfold. But right now, you see something happy, choose it, and know it's going to be done. It has to be, because you're God. It's going to be in that way, plus, always. All right, makes sense? Better?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I feel like with Morocco, I didn't have any expectation that I didn't even really. It was just a very interesting, like for myself, because I'm so used to planning stuff and having everything down pat. And Grisha was like, I want to do a trip that doesn't have, like, it has kind of a structure, but not a finite structure or anything. And so, like, there's just all these things that would happen. And one of the memories that I have that was so fun was when we were getting on the plane, like we were all waiting in line, and this woman pulls me out of line and says, you were supposed to get some kind of visa, like before you got on the plane, so you need to stay at this line over here. And so I was like, okay, so Grisha and everyone else who's Polish, like they all were walking through. And so I stood on the side and I was like, yeah, but I think I'm gonna go to Morocco. Like I'm getting on that plane. And then the woman comes over to me after like everyone had gone through and goes, so yeah, you're really lucky I'm in line today. So I'm just gonna like waive this visa, but just know that like, you know, that next time you gotta like have some kind of documentation before you get on the plane. And I just thought to myself, you know, I'm like, it's not really luck. It's just that I knew I was getting on the plane. So I didn't, you know, I don't know. So in the past, maybe
That's
I
it.
would have did and figured it out.
Yes, you would have been the mess. Right.
Yeah.
And you didn't, because you said, that's my idea. I'm getting on that plane. So everyone changes the versions because that was your worthiness. All creation is the perfect harmony of what you call immeasurable worthiness. We're gods. For God's sakes, what do we get? What I want. That's why your life is what it is because that's what you want. Yeah, I know. But you're learning that. You're learning how to shed that. Judith, you have something? Very good, Rebecca. Very good.
Yes. You saying like, you know, all this, that my worthiness of like what kind of actress I'm gonna allow myself to be, not as really like, instead of thinking of it as what's available to me or what I'm good enough
Yes.
for, what I'm allowing myself to be.
Yes. What's available is your own worth. That's what you're always seeking. You're always seeking what's available for you to break into the business, right?
Yes.
That's
And
what it is. Now it's different. Today.
Yeah. And
Today it's different. Go ahead.
just knowing that, like, not that I regret anything, but just knowing, like, because technically you don't need any sort of training or degree to be an actor, but like I did
No.
all these things, I got a degree, and now I owe like all this money in student loans and all this
Who
stuff
cares?
just to try to come up with the worthiness feeling
Yes.
that I'm good enough to do it. But I had all the
Yes.
time,
Oh,
and I didn't do
exquisite.
any of that shit.
Did you see that mastery work there, everyone? She realized that if she gave herself an education and a degree, that upped her own worthiness to be able to do what she wants to do. So she was reliant upon the system to bring her worthiness to the table. That's exquisite insight, young Jedi. Yes. Because your worthiness is whatever you choose it to be. Ain't no amount of education that make you worthy. And it is certainly false if you depend on that. Your worthiness is
Even that,
I'm a
like,
chosen God. Go ahead.
because even during my time there, I only got cast in one main stage production. Like, if anything, like, I feel like someone with even worse worthiness than I have, like, would have quit, because I definitely was not handed anything while I was there. You know, my professors didn't particularly like me or really love my work or blow me, you know, blow smoke up my ass and make me think I'm gonna be some big star. But I never really let myself allow their opinion to even bother
Get you.
me, because
Right.
it's just another opinion.
Yes, it is. That's all it is. It's a truth from someone translating. But that cannot shatter worthiness once the worthiness is beheld. It'll bounce off of you like it's nothing. And it is. It's a choice for someone to see about you. Because when it comes down to it, everyone is only experiencing you through their eyes. They have nothing to do with you. There's no cause or effect or anything upon you. You are that unto yourself.
Yes.
So people are just translating their reality. And they see this person, you're awesome, you're shitty. That's all there is. But that's the way they're judging and containing themselves within a certain frequency of a life experienced. So your experience changes, as well as Rebecca and Grisa's and Michael's and Jennifer's and everyone in the class that's choosing their own I am. Much like Tammy wanted to shoot an idea with Granddaddy's shotgun. But the intention was so hell-bent, it was lackful birth. So no buck wanted to come and play in the fucking vibrational lack playground. They wanted something to slip into, to enjoy a co-creation of a wonderful death and be eaten by let's say, wonderful people and have that experience. vibrations, you know? And so, boom, she lets go, and a couple days later, she draws down and takes herself a nice buck home. So, see, it's how reality works. If you let go of your damn mind and stop being so precedented on what you are worth, because that's what you get. You're worth whatever you are worth in vibration. You release your own dependencies. Worthiness chosen returns your worthiness to a field that is a vibrational extension of who you are, and that's why opportunities come about. Left, right, and different others, here, that. But if you sit back and as soon as they come in and start to think about them and see which one's the best one for you and start to make bullshit choices off of a self of logic, then you're only going to contain yourself in the current vibration. And you're here to release your current vibration and become more of you, the everlasting vibration. Go ahead, Grisa, you have something again? Unmute yourself. Good.
Yeah, I just wanted to say how much fun it is to play with this travel idea of mine from the vibrational level and just take any appearances or anything that I play in the moment as vibration speaking to me. I'm talking about this because there are some parts of this idea that I maybe don't like that much that others, like bureaucracy or paperwork. And if I only put my focus to the things that I enjoy more, and just leave alone all the things that are just not my passion, that I find out miraculously that it all worked out perfectly.
Yes.
And I just don't have to care so much about the details.
You see, so let me ask you a question. When you care about the details, is that struggle?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, so that's why you just stop. That's what you got to trust. I don't need to care about the details. They're going to take care of themselves. Just like she got pulled out of line. She goes, I'm on that plane. And of course, she's on the plane. It doesn't matter how you get there, but people fucking always judge. Well, you got lucky and this shouldn't have happened and all this stuff. And they'll just do everything they can to possibly shut down their own value because you slipped through the fucking cracks. Well, it doesn't matter how you get there because you get what you want when you become worthy. And that's how your bureaucracy, your paperwork, everyone will take care of it. Look, there's people that love paperwork. They'll do it for you. Roxy is not very good at websites. She gets confused with the technological and stuff, so she has Michael and Colton helping her out. They love doing it. They're passionate about it. They're alive about that. So someone comes along, you grow your business, and someone goes, I love to do paperwork. Please let me get on the phone and make sure everything is right. I detailed, I'm going to put everything in a place, and everyone's going to have it, and I'm going to put in these little packages, and wherever we go, everyone's going to have everything they need, and I have it in duplicate as well. Back at station, let's go. Get it? Everything's going to happen. But you can't make it happen through intention because that's effort. You have to become the allowance of the now and see what's there. And then you can start playing with intention in the now. But a different idea. Always understand the relationship between those two. Judith, are you still okay, darling? Or did she leave? She may have left.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Lisa. Yes. I think she had left. Got what she needed, I think. Good. And yes, Judith, you're worth playing counter or opposite, you call him. Chris Pratt. You're worth
Can I say something? Hi, guys.
Hey, Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning. I've been playing with this thing for the past 3 days where I imagine everything in my world is my kingdom. I'm the queen and everything serves at my pleasure. And people are doing stuff for me all the time. Like I got a little bit of the flu. I got to get the flu. I got to experience that for about 3 days. And usually I would have to cook for Thanksgiving, and I didn't really feel like it. So now everybody's picking up the slack and doing it for me. So it was kind of fun to play with that. I just sort of, yeah, the idea was everything serves, you know how they say like a mayor or whatever in a country, in a city, to a governor or whatever, I serve at your purpose. That's how I've been looking at my life. So people are starting to do stuff for me, and it's kind of fun.
Well, it's very fun, you know. See, if I wanted to do something, you know, I would create a world where people would allow me to do what I want, which means in your world right now, the shit you don't want to do. And I am absolutely passionately fulfilled doing what you want to be done that you wouldn't want to do. That's co-creation. That's the harmony of the universe. You just have to let the right person show up and not do it yourself. If it's effort, you're just going to contain it. And the
Yeah.
results are going to be bound to that containment vibration.
The funny thing was I had some stuff that was done for me, and my ego reared its ugly head and said, no, this is your responsibility. And that actually helped me see it. And it was fine because I got to see it. It was a little bit upsetting, but then I just moved on and went on to the next. So sometimes it's like when stuff is done for you, you really see what you're made of and how much you're so invested in doing something a certain way, you know, like that old saying, if you can't get somebody to do it, you do it yourself. That's what we were raised in. Now I'm like, hell no.
Because the way they're doing it, see, people get upset because it's not done their way. Because their way is what? A dependency that I'm better. My way is better. And that's how they're building their value. They're using this tool of action against others and comparison as their own worthiness, their own admiration for the self. I'm good at things. You know, that bullshit. What you're seeing is you're allowing someone to express themselves. If they're not the best at it, who gives a shit? You're giving them a chance to play, for God's sakes, instead of your own little fucking mind of, oh, let's do it this way. Your way sucks when you think about it.
And that's the beauty, because I started seeing people that would get really excited to do stuff I never allowed them to do before. You see them express themselves and kind of in shock that I let go.
That's priceless.
And it's beautiful because they've got this like new toy, and they're like, they keep on looking back like, really? I can do this for you?
They come alive, don't they? Yeah. You're allowing someone to be light to themselves, to feel their own worthiness, to express, for God's sakes, instead of containing, which the world is so excelled at right now.
Yeah, so my thing is cooking, and now that I'm not doing anything for Thanksgiving, I've got the family calling me and asking me for advice on how to do certain things, and it's their toy now. Their toy is, oh, you know, my mom last night was, how do I make this cranberry mold, whatever. And it was a conversation I'd never had with my mom that way. And it was it was awesome.
Because she came to you as a friend, a co-creator. Because you're allowing that to be your worthiness. So you get that version.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yes, you're fun.
And welcome home, Rebecca and Grisha.
Thanks.
Did you have fun?
So much fun. It was incredible. It was so fun.
They rode camels.
Did any spit at you?
No, but they did make funny noises.
Bit me, fucker.
He was jealous of your camel toe.
Oh my God.
Someone had it in the room. I just brought it out.
That was good.
It was an exquisite time. It was absolutely, everybody was happy. It'll be recorded at the beginning. we believe, right, Rebecca? It was
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
price.
Well, when I get my butt to Switzerland, I'll come and see you and we'll do stuff together. I can show you that part of Europe that you don't know.
Yeah, I would love that, Jennifer. Love
That's
that.
going to be a great trip together. Look at these gods. Oh, vibration. Michael, how are you this evening? Oh, my pardons. We are morning in your town. Hello.
Yeah, I'm doing well today.
Wonderful. You look good.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I think that's all I have. I'll recap a little bit here and understand that vibration creates reality, which we know, but what you're going to do is feel things. And we've told you this, but now it's going to be more honed. And you can actually, let's say, focus your idea of your vibration or intention on particular ways of things that look interesting or fun to you. And then those realities will play out and they'll tell you their value in unconditional, and they'll only be interpreted according to the perception mind you are in those nows. And it's only going to get better because the more you choose your worthiness and fun, just the darkness goes away. It just falls away because you're not holding on to it. And then to understand intention, once again, not the intention of, I intend to make $1 million, I intend to do this. That's an idea of an approach of the self that is lackful in the moment, so intention is filled with idea of lack. But when you intend in the now of what's available toward you, you're like, that's my choice, and that's your intention for that reality to start coming, and then that vibration is put out among the etherics, and the etherics come calling because we're everywhere and we never are doing anything except what's in the now. And there's always someone there in your now to play with. Yes. Anything else? Trust that you will meet your father. Yes. It is most certainly trust. See, trust is a door that opens because it allows different ideas to be seen. When you don't trust, you shut down things that are vibrationally not concurrent or congruent with your mind. Then you don't trust and you don't get. You only trust what you trust in yourself. And that's why sustained realities are continued every day. When you trust the now of the unknown and things will happen, as Rebecca found out, on its own, then of course the trust is a vibration as well that says, I'm an open door. I am naked and vulnerable to your beautiful vibration of offering. And let's play together. Go ahead, Rebecca.
No, I just, tonight was such a, I mean, I guess tonight for us, but this class is
fun.
Yeah, this class has been really opening for me. I had been holding on to something in the form of a little bit of regret about like I had a living situation when I was in Pasadena.
Yes.
And I remember like I left that situation because I was like, I deserve better. But then the place I moved into ended up being, it just was a lot of effort and it was a lot of pain and a lot of just,
Yes.
it didn't go I was wanting it to go.
Right.
And so, but then now I'm looking at it in light of seeing that it was actually
exactly
greatest gift. Yeah, it was exactly what I had a bunch of stuff that I didn't want to carry on with me,
yes.
but allowed my worthiness to expand, and that's
yes.
what I wanted.
Yes, absolutely. There's nothing in their life that's dependent. Understand that everything is replaceable. Okay, everything. You can just cycle through. I don't know how many clothes Roxy's cycled through since she started her adventure. She loves it. She deserves different. She lets go of what's no longer serviceable. You do that in all aspects, just not materialism. Adventure. Take a chance. Nice picture behind Rebecca. Looks like she can reach up and step into that bridge. Yes, it is. Yes, isn't that neat, Tommy? Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be an adventure for you to vibrate onto that bridge.
Good idea.
See where it goes.
You know what, Rebecca, what you just said was so good because I remember I told you I left from Switzerland. I got here. I literally shed all this stuff, like all the stuff over there I let go of. I came here. And then, you know, when I left for 4 months, I had 2 suitcases. There's now one down with Nicole. And here I'm thinking about when I leave to go to Switzerland. I'm like, I could leave literally with my handbag with nothing. And I got to say, it's like the most freeing, fun thing. Because I know I have everything I need in every now. And everything just starts showing up. And it's not miraculous. It just is. But what you just said, I'm so happy because I remember that. I remember you leaving, your cave, what I called it, your cave. And you let go of everything. And it was like, remember, Nicole was like, you're leaving all this stuff. And you're like, yep. And that's so cool. That's so cool that you have that now in retrospect.
Yeah. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, man, we were together on that. I remember that. It was like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, what is going to happen, you know? And then we lived with you for a little while. Then we got on the road and went camping and but what an adventure. What a gift I gave myself, you know, so.
Hey, Badass 101. I was talking to Nicole last night and she goes, we're the original 7 or 10 or whatever. We're badass beyond belief. Look at all the shit we did to change our lives.
Yes.
And we're happier because of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And the happiness is built in. All right. Excellent. Imagine all the shopping you can do once you get there with just your handbag. Yes. We love the shop. All right, I'll get out of here. Have fun with vibration. Trust the now. Don't be so quick to translate the new feelings coming in. Don't equate them to good or bad or purpose or meaning. Let them breathe into you, become the harmonistic one, and let them show you what they are in potential to explore. I love you guys. We'll bring back Roxy.